You walk up to a house. Clean lines. A flat or gently sloping roofline. Floor-to-ceiling glass that seems to blur the line between inside and outside. Natural wood, warm stone, and an open floor plan that feels both sophisticated and livable. You haven't seen anything like it in your neighborhood, yet somehow it feels familiar, timeless, even iconic. That is the power of mid-century modern design. And in 2026, it is not just surviving. It is thriving harder than ever. But here's the honest truth most design channels won't tell you. There's a right way and a very wrong way to build a mid-century modern home. Get it right and you have an architectural masterpiece that appreciates in value, turns heads, and genuinely improves your daily life. Get it wrong and you end up with a confused, dated-looking house that costs a fortune and impresses nobody. So stay with me through this entire video, because by the end, you will know exactly what makes a true mid-century modern home work in 2026, the mistakes to avoid, and I will point you to a builder who actually understands this design language at its core. Before we dive in, if you are someone who has ever dreamed of living in a home that feels like architecture, not just construction, subscribe right now and hit the bell. We talk about real design for real people on this channel, and this video is one you will want to save. What is mid-century modern? Really? Let us settle this once and for all, because a lot of people get this wrong. Mid-century modern is not just a style. It is a philosophy. It emerged roughly between 1945 and 1969, born out of a post-war optimism and a bold belief that good design should be accessible to everyone. Architects like Richard Neutra, Joseph Eichler, and Marcel Breuer were not just drawing pretty houses. They were rethinking what a home could be. The core principles were simple but radical for their time. Connect the indoors to the outdoors. Let natural light flood every room. Use honest materials, meaning wood that looks like wood, concrete that looks like concrete, glass that is unapologetically glass. Strip away unnecessary ornamentation, and create spaces that actually function for human life. Now fast forward to 2026. Why is this movement more relevant than ever? Because we are living in an era of overstimulation. Maximalist interiors everywhere. Cluttered facades. Houses that look like they are trying too hard. Mid-century modern cuts through all of that noise. It is calm. It is confident. It does not need to shout. The key design elements in 2026. Let us break down what actually defines a mid-century modern home. Because getting these elements right is everything. The roofline. One of the most recognizable features is the roofline. You typically see either a flat roof or a low-pitched gabled or shed roof. In 2026, flat and butterfly roofs are having a major moment, partly because they pair beautifully with rooftop solar installations, which aligns mid-century modern aesthetics with modern sustainability goals. This is not a coincidence. It is a design philosophy meeting the present moment. The facade and materials. True mid-century modern homes are built with a palette of honest materials. You are looking at warm teak or walnut wood cladding, exposed concrete, natural stone, and large format glass. What you are not seeing is vinyl siding trying to imitate wood, or brick applied like an afterthought. Authenticity in materials is non-negotiable. In 2026, designers are pairing traditional mid-century materials with updated options like fiber cement board in earthy tones and Corten steel accents. These choices honor the original philosophy while adding durability and a contemporary edge. The windows and glass. If there is one element that defines mid-century modern more than anything else, it is the relationship with light. YouTube. We are talking about floor-to-ceiling glass walls, clerestory windows placed near the roofline to draw in natural light without sacrificing wall space, and sliding glass doors that open entire rooms to the outdoors. In 2026, the glass technology has caught up with the vision. Triple glazed panels with solar control coatings mean you can have that breathtaking wall of glass without turning your home into a greenhouse in summer or losing heat in winter. The aesthetic dream is now also an energy-efficient reality. The open floor plan. Mid-century modern pioneered the open plan before it became mainstream. The kitchen, living, and dining areas flow together without walls choking the space. But what is interesting in 2026 is a thoughtful pushback on total openness. Designers are now using low partition walls, built-in shelving units and level changes to define zones within open spaces. It keeps the airy, connected feeling of mid-century design while giving families the acoustic separation that pure open plans sometimes sacrifice. The connection to nature. This is not just about big windows. It is about site planning. Mid-century modern homes are often positioned deliberately to frame a specific view, whether that is a mountain range, a tree line, or even a carefully landscaped backyard. The home responds to its environment rather than ignoring it. In 2026, this thinking aligns perfectly with biophilic design principles, which research consistently shows improve mental health, reduce stress, and increase productivity. Courtyards, interior gardens, and covered outdoor living spaces are all authentic extensions of the mid-century modern vocabulary, and they are back in full force. The interior language. You cannot separate the exterior architecture from the interior in a mid-century modern home. They are one continuous conversation. Inside, you are working with a warm, grounded color palette. Think terracotta, olive green, mustard yellow, burnt sienna, and deep walnut brown, all balanced against whites and soft creams. These colors are drawn from nature and they age beautifully. Furniture follows the same principles as the architecture: clean lines, tapered legs, and purposeful forms. In 2026, the original mid-century furniture designers like Eames, Sorinen, and Wegner are still being referenced, but there is a new generation of craftspeople producing originals in solid wood and natural leather that honor that legacy without simply copying it. Flooring is typically polished concrete, terrazzo, or hardwood in wide planks. Ceilings often feature exposed beams in wood or steel. And the fireplace, when present, is a bold architectural statement, typically a floating or cantilevered design in concrete or stone. What you will not find in an authentic mid-century modern interior is clutter. Every object earns its place. Built-in storage keeps surfaces clear. The goal is a space that breathes. Mid-century modern in 2026. What is new? Here is where it gets genuinely exciting. Mid-century modern in 2026 is not about recreating the past. It is about applying timeless principles to present-day challenges. Sustainability. The design philosophy of honesty in materials and simplicity in form translates perfectly to sustainable building. In 2026, mid-century modern homes are being built with cross-laminated timber structures, passive solar design principles baked into the orientation, rainwater harvesting systems integrated invisibly into the architecture, and green roofs that add insulation and ecological value. These are not retrofits. They are part of the original design thinking. Smart home integration. Here is a tension worth addressing honestly. Smart home technology can either elevate or completely destroy a mid-century modern interior. Visible cable management, chunky smart panels, and poorly placed screens are design crimes in this context. YouTube. Done right, smart lighting responds to natural daylight. Automated shading preserves the glass facades without visual clutter, and whole home audio is built invisibly into the architecture. The technology should serve the design, not compete with it. The modern ADU. Accessory dwelling units are booming in 2026, and mid-century modern architecture is one of the most popular templates for a separate guest house or rental unit on a property. The same principles apply at a smaller scale. Clean lines, honest materials, a strong connection to the outdoors, and a layout that maximizes every square foot without feeling cramped. The mistakes people make. Let us be direct about where people go wrong, because this is genuinely important if you are planning to build. Mixing too many styles. Mid-century modern is a disciplined design language. The moment you start adding Mediterranean arches or farmhouse shiplap, you dilute everything that makes it work. Choosing cheap imitations of authentic materials. Laminate that looks like wood grain, vinyl cladding marketed as mid-century, plastic hardware with a brushed gold finish. These choices undermine the entire philosophy and they show. Ignoring the site. A mid-century modern home placed without regard for sun orientation, views, and landscape connection is just a shape on a lot. The real power comes from the relationship between the building and its environment. Over-decorating the interior. The architecture is the statement. Let it breathe. Hiring a builder who does not understand the design language. This is perhaps the most common and most costly mistake. Mid-century modern requires precision in detailing. The connections between materials, the way windows meet walls, the handling of rooflines and overhangs. These are not forgiving details. They need builders who have done this before and done it well. Finding the right builder. This brings me to something I want to address directly, because it is the question I get asked most often after design content like this. Who actually builds these homes properly? Not every builder who claims to do modern or contemporary architecture understands the specific vocabulary of mid-century modern. You want a builder who has a portfolio of completed projects in this style, who works closely with architects who specialize in it, who sources authentic materials and does not substitute quality for cost savings in the details that matter, and who understands that the construction phase is where design either lives or dies. I recommend looking into firms that specifically carry mid-century modern builds in their portfolio. One name that comes up consistently in this space is Dwell Development. They work with the design-forward client who wants a home that is both architecturally authentic and built to modern performance standards. Their work demonstrates an understanding that mid-century modern is not just an aesthetic, it is a commitment to a way of building and living. Do your due diligence. Look at completed projects. Talk to past clients. Visit a finished build if you can. The right builder is worth every bit of the effort it takes to find them. Here is what I want you to take away from this video. Mid-century modern is not a trend. Trends come and go. This is a design philosophy that has proven its staying power across 8 decades because it is built on principles that are genuinely human. Light, space, nature, honesty in materials, purposeful simplicity. In 2026, as the world gets noisier and more complicated, a home designed on these principles is not just beautiful. It is a statement about how you want to live. If you made it to this point in the video, you now know more about mid-century modern homes than most people who claim to love them. That puts you in a genuinely strong position, whether you are planning to build, renovate, or simply appreciate great architecture. If this video helped you, share it with one person who needs to see it. Leave a comment below with a mid-century modern element that excites you the most. And subscribe if you want more content that takes design seriously. See you in the next one.